Howdy folks, Creepy Kentuckian here with you from DEADPIT Radio. Today we have a fun one to take a look at. A new vampire movie from the directors that brought us the last two Scream movies, and of course Ready or Not, which is beloved by many fans as well. Abigail came out earlier this year in theaters to rave reviews. People were really putting this movie over hardcore, so I knew that I had to check it out soon. Came out recently on Blu-Ray and DVD, and we are going to take a look at the new Blu-ray today and the special features and all that good stuff. As many of you guys know, I am a gigantic fan of evil killer kid movies, and that is kind of exactly what Abigail is. So a movie like that comes out in 2024, of course, I have to check it out. Even though this Radio Silence bunch, which that's a lot easier than actually pronouncing their real names, so we'll just say, hey, the duo of Radio Silence, have kind of a patchy track record. Their past wasn't huge. I mean, the Scream movies that they did were okay. I mean, they weren't the worst movies of all time, but man, trying to rewatch those is brutal, brother. At any rate, we are going to take a look at Abigail today, go through the Blu-ray and the special features and all that, and I will let you guys know if you should stake your claim and add this to the Blu-ray shelf. Abigail from 2024, directed by Radio Silence. Of course, the brains that brought you Ready or Not and the last two Scream movies follows a group of criminals who assist in a mastermind in kidnapping the daughter of a multi-millionaire kingpin for ransom. The group of criminals are all held up in this massive house with young Abigail and start being picked off one by one without realizing who or what is killing them, and that ultimately they have kidnapped the wrong girl, as young Abigail is a bloodthirsty vampire. The movie actually does have a pretty solid cast. Melissa Barrera from the Scream movies is the main star in this. Also features Dan Stevens, who is channeling his best Cary Elwes in this movie, but he always does a fantastic job. Particularly The Guest is one of my favorites with Dan Stevens. Also, Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad is in this in a smaller cameo role. It's always fun to check this dude out. He's been in almost, Breaking Bad is what, of course, everyone knows him in, but he has done like a who's who of, he's been in everything over the years, so it's always good to see him. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's a fight for survival with young bloodthirsty Abigail in this bloody, gore-soaked killer kid vampire movie from Radio Silence. Now, I had fun with this, guys. I am kind of surprised. I did not completely hate this. As a matter of fact, I think this may be the best movie that Radio Silence has done to date. I gotta say, Abigail, is it perfect? No. But it's a lot of fun. It is a tad too long. It's almost 2 hours. I don't know what the deal is with these guys. They don't want to make this is a perfect 90-minute movie, but it's an hour and 49 minutes clocking in at. Visually looks great. All of their movies look like $1 million or more because that's what they cost. They're expensive movies. In particular, the little girl that plays Abigail in the movie is actually really good. That's something that typically in Hollywood movies now, it's very difficult to find young actors that can really do their thing. It's not like back in the day where there were a ton of great kid actors. But yeah, the little girl, I think she's a ballerina or she's dancing to Swan Lake or whatever in the beginning of the movie. And that was kind of thrown in because of her experience in dance, which is kind of cool. But Abigail is a pretty solid movie. Now, the second half is not as good as the first. It kind of, it's the familiar tropes in the second half of the movie. And ultimately, like, I think that the directors wanted you to feel for Melissa Barrera more than I could. Like, I just, there was a backstory, I think, with her young son who she separated from, and you know, she's trying to get this ransom money or whatever to help with them and have a new life, possibly. And I just didn't give a shit. And towards the end of the movie, more people are turned into vampires, and Dan Stevens becomes like one of the villains, and he's turned and all that. And, not perfect. However, Radio Silence is definitely better than the 2 Scream movies that those guys did. Enjoyed them a lot more than that, and it's a beautiful looking movie. It's actually it's a bit of fun. I didn't hate it, and for 2024, it's a pretty solid little film that you need to check out. Now, this Blu-ray edition recently came out from Universal Pictures Home Video, and we're going to take a look at the special features on it and dig into the goodies within this. Now, there was not a 4K UHD release of Abigail, which was kind of interesting, although given the past track record, I would be willing to bet that there will be a 4K of this later on down the line. They want to get the initial bite down on the Blu-rays, and then, hey, if you guys want more, here comes a 4K later on. But that hasn't been confirmed, but I'm going to be willing to bet that that'll probably happen at some point. But anyway, Abigail on Blu-ray disc, we're going to go through the special features included on this thing. There is deleted and extended scenes, a gag reel, bloodbath, soak up the slaughter along with cast and crew, with this dive into the deep end of Abigail's body pits where practical effects reign supreme, and there's no such thing as too much blood. Now, there is a ton of that messy, chilly looking blood in this movie, so I will give them credit there. Some more featurettes. Hunters to hunted get up close and personal with Abigail's abductors as the cast divulges the details behind how they got into character to collectively create a unique crew of criminals, becoming a ballerina vampire. Abigail actor Alicia Weir, choreographer Belinda Murphy, and more members of the creative team take up the task of transforming a seemingly sweet little girl into a vicious vampire. Directing duo Matt and Tyler, directors Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette, lead this look at the actors, the ideas, the environment they put together to create a set that's fun while being fearsome. There's also a feature commentary with the directors Olpin and Gillette and editor Michael P. Shawyer. Alright guys, so that is it for Abigail. This is a pretty fun movie. I mean, is it the best thing ever? No. But don't let anybody tell you that it was awful, because it's not. It's actually pretty decent, and it is definitely better than those 2 Scream movies those guys did. I will definitely put that over. But anyway, Abigail is out now on Blu-ray, and it's on DVD. Now, this is the combo pack, which, with the slipcover and everything, take that out. You do get the digital copy, which I'm keeping, and both of the DVD and Blu-ray discs in this. So a lot of fun here. Abigail, it is out now. Like I said, pick it up on Blu-ray, DVD combo, or just DVD or whatever you want to do. And be sure to check us out. We're over at DEADPIT.com.
Thumbs up.
Up your butt.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a fuck. If you do
I want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that now.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. TeePublic.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last South on the left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. DeadPit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows, fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.